Hi, how you doing? Good, I hope. Hope you're staying cool. It's really hot here. And I'm exhausted from the heat and from going through years of papers that I've made. I don't even know why I did all this, but I copied a lot of points that I thought was very important. And this one today is come from a book I had been reading about tobacco. And the name of the book was Honoring the Medicine by Kenneth Cohen. Tobacco, and under the heading of Wicked Weed or Gift of the Gods, Smoking Spirits. And to me, these herbs and medicines are a gift of God, as it tells us in Genesis. If you ever want to research it, that's where to go. Okay, I wrote a few paragraphs here, and I wanted to show you what I see as a religious discrimination, which we are supposed to be able to practice any religion here in the United States. And yet the Satanists seem to be going free, and the rest of us is in trouble. And as for the spirits, I think who I've been seeing and having contact with, many of whom spirits. Actually, God sent His angels to take care of this earth, as well as help man do things here, and in air, water, and land. Lots of them. And I think those are some who I've been seeing. Okay, anyway. Here it is. According to creation stories and teachings from tribes throughout the Americas, spirits, like humans, love tobacco, and they placed it on the earth to help people communicate with them, with nature, and with the Creator. And yes, I have some Indian blood myself, and I did learn really young that they called their God the Great Creator. He could be called a lot of names, but He could be the same God. It's just that people talk different and describe things differently, that they could give Him a different name, which some people take advantage of when they call Lucifer a god. So I met some of them here in Oklahoma City too. Okay. Tobacco is the sacred herb of prayer. Its smoke is offered to the spirits to express gratitude to those who help us, and to protect us from those who can cause harm. And I think that's when they help the truth come out. There are many Indian tribes who believe tobacco is sacred. The Kickapoo, originally from Wisconsin and Illinois, and the Carahula of Southern California, say that the Creator took tobacco from His own heart. Many native tribes believe that tobacco is protected by the little people, foot-high spirits who like tobacco, and as intermediaries, can't talk today, among the humans, among the human, natural, and spiritual worlds. And believe me, I've had the startling instance of doing that the last few years, because after reading some shaman books, I feel like I've been living a shamanic life for a few years. It's quite startling. Because tobacco is such a sacred gift, it must always be smoked with awareness and respect. This principle applies as much to cigarettes, cigars, and Western pipes as to native ceremonial use of tobacco. Rolling Thunder taught that after you light tobacco, with your first puff you should think a good thought or make a prayer. With your second, quiet your mind. Rest in stillness. With your third puff, you can receive insight related to your prayer, perhaps an image, words spoken by spirit, or an intuitive feeling. I often share this technique with people who are addicted to tobacco by making them conscious of a previously unconscious habit and awakening through prayer. The spirit of tobacco, they are freed from the addiction. Excuse me. Many cease smoking altogether or begin to smoke only on special occasions when they are in a prayerful mood. Although scientists studying ancient peoples have learned that they suffered from many modern illnesses, there is no evidence that ancient smokers experienced an unusual incidence of cancer or heart disease. On the contrary, the combination of organic tobacco leaves, moderation, and positive thoughts made tobacco a powerful agent of healing. In fact, the reasons why cigarettes cause cancer are not as simple as one might suppose. They have less to do with tobacco than with the chemicals used to grow and process it. And by the way, it's because they're spraying radiation on everything they're shipping around the world, which they also do with tobacco, much of it. It goes on to describe the medical purposes tobacco is being used for: antibiotics, blood products, cancer vaccines, dental rinses, eco-friendly plastics. And we need more of that. It also helps to heal the mind. Oh God, I know. And I do think about God every time I light up a smoke, so I've been thinking about Him almost every minute of the day. Moderate tobacco smoking induces a calm yet alert state of mind, qualities equally prized by Native Americans and by Asians mediators, according to Dr. Robert E. Sabloda, a practitioner of Ayurveda, the traditional medicine of India. Tobacco can make task performance easier by enhancing alertness and concentration, improving memory, especially long-term memory, reducing anxiety, increasing pain tolerance, and reducing hunger, depending on how much tobacco is consumed. A few puffs stimulate the nervous system. A 5 or 10 minute period of smoking calms it and may produce feelings of euphoria. Excessive smoking is toxic. Scientists with whom I spoke at the National Academy of Sciences lamented that the important link among tobacco, radioactivity, and cancer has been tragically passed over. Some researchers suggested a cover-up that might be economically motivated. If the general public became aware of the risks of low-dose radiation, the safe radiation exposure threshold might have to be lowered. Smokers who have cancer would have concrete proof of the mechanism that causes cancer, further establishing the tobacco industry's culpability. Only nobody will do it because they're afraid they'll get killed by some of those companies or be blackballed out of any kind of work. I know about a lot of this stuff. In other words, both the nuclear and tobacco industries would be more clearly liable for the damage to American health. And it's true. It's the chemicals they're pouring on everything, and cigarettes in particular, as they're using it for an excuse to poison us. Isn't that nice? He goes on to say that he is not advising that more people should smoke, but that modern ceremonial use of organic tobaccos does not appear to be harmful. And that's true. It's very true. It is a plant that has good things in it. And a moderation among everything, including drinking water, is a safety factor that's even told about in the Bible. You get warned about it. You've got to walk the line in between both extremism to either side. And what tobacco's done for me is calmed me down so many times that it has even helped other people and kept me from ripping their hair out of their heads. Seriously, I'm serious. A lot of mental patients have used that and been calmed more than what these pills do for you, these days especially. But it is a good thing, and the people against it are no different than the ones who stoned the prophets of God and called it good. Well, I've got more to do, more things to say, and I'll see if I can talk to y'all later. Y'all have a nice night or day, wherever, whenever you are. Later.